prize pool. This is day number 2. I'm Lee Fex, and with me is James Bott once again, and we've seen some great matches, some elimination matches, some heartbreaks, as some people had to get sent home without anything, just going home empty-handed. But that's the nature of these tournaments. You got to do well, or you're just out with nothing. And we're going to stay down in the lower bracket. We have yet another elimination match on our hands. We have Renegades versus Applesauce. We saw, again, both these teams yesterday in day number 1, and unfortunately, they are down here facing that elimination. Renegades versus Applesauce should be a good one. We had some surprising subs on Renegades yesterday, and Applesauce just giving a great performance up against Cloud9 in the upper.
Yeah, Applesauce had both of their series go all the way to game 5, neck and neck. They won their first one, lost their second one against Cloud9. That one going into that game 5 overtime, and now they're going up against Renegades. Renegades playing with an incomplete roster here, but still very threatening team.
No, absolutely. But Applesauce, I'm really excited to see again, because these guys probably wanting that fight back. Unfortunately, we just saw Hollywood Hammers get dropped out. Ghost Gaming is going to move on. They took them out 3-0. Hollywood Hammers, another one of those teams probably wanting that run back at C9. But you got to get through the teams in the lower bracket first. And that's exactly what Renegades and Applesauce are doing. And the winner of this will get to move on and face off against Ghost Gaming, who are starting to look better and better as this tournament and as this day goes on. Starting off a little slow, getting hit up by G2, but by the end of that series, looking pretty good, and then showing that they're not stopping on their warm-up, getting very physical against Hollywood Hammers. Ghost Gaming was. So that's something that Applesauce or Renegades, either one of these teams that win, we'll have to face off against and be prepared for. So I'm excited to see if today we're getting Garrett filled in for Renegades again. We had that DAP-G combo yesterday, and we saw some almost incredible finishes from Garrett G. I remember, got to bring it up again, that almost so close dribble up the wall to ceiling shot, double tap. And I'm really hoping to get some more highlight plays today.
Yeah, and they got 3-0'd by Ghost in the first round when they had Timmy playing, but then when they got that DAP-G combo, they 3-1'd Team Allegiance. So, yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what roster is fielded today. Applesauce in the predictions right now is pretty heavily favored, 64% to 35%.
And just so you guys know, the predictions are still open. They do not close until these players hit the field. You got about a minute or so. They're not even in the lobby yet, so get those in quick. They could join at any moment. But yeah, as you just said, it's not heavily favored, but it is favored in Applesauce's side there. I think maybe people just saying, well, maybe this having a sub, the incomplete roster, might change things up and throw them off their flow a little bit. But Applesauce, one of the teams in the RLRS, previously Fibion, you would have known them as, is an incredible force. I think you said yesterday, these guys know that they are that RLCS material. They are that level, and I think they're here to prove that today. And I'm really excited. We had Chicago yesterday being a very dominant force on the field, and once his teammates got warmed up to them, they started playing so incredibly well.
Yeah, even Hado had some really nice shots, just well-placed shots, whereas Renegades against Allegiance, Garrett G did very well, Dapper played well, Moses actually played well.
Moses
also,
was
so
going
off. Yeah, all 3 of the players stepping up in that Allegiance series. But again, the question is who's going to be starting, and I honestly don't know. It's going to be whoever joins the server. I think I would love to see the straight-up Renegades roster coming out and playing Timmy, Dapper, and Moses. That would be a lot of fun to see. As good as Garrett G is, get him out of here. He's on NRG.
Yeah,
we don't
get him out of here. But I mean, it still is fun to see, especially for the audience, for chat, be able to watch that and see some of these plays. But yeah, Renegades, I really want to see Moses pop off again. Yesterday, I just want to touch on him a bit. Yesterday, he was on both sides of the field. He was playing that defensive game, getting some really good clutch saves for his team. But at the same time, at some points, he was at the top of the leaderboard for goals for his team. He was just playing both sides of the field. We talk about Lethamir doing that same kind of thing, and Moses was that guy for Renegades yesterday. And it might just come down to him being on point like that and staying so clutch for his team today that would allow them to get a win over a team like Applesauce.
Yeah, but now it's all going to come down to this elimination match, Renegades and Applesauce. We're just waiting on Renegades to join up. I do see Garrett G in the lobby, so I think that is confirmed that we will see Garrett G. The question now is it Dapper or is it Timmy? It's Dapper and Moses.
There it
You
is.
have it. The lineup that took down Allegiance. We're going to have Dat G reunited yet again, and Moses backing up the duo.
This is a tough force, and I'm wondering what the other boys on the side of Applesauce were thinking. Is like, okay, who are we getting in this lobby today? Who are we going to have to face off against? Well, turns out, as you said, it's that Dat G combo, and if Moses is on, this is a lineup that is going to give you a run for your money, Applesauce. But we're going to find out who will take it. Game number 1 of this best of 5 elimination. Someone is going home. Someone's dreams will be dashed on the weekend for the CyberpowerPC tournament. Oh! Just wide there.
Man, that has just been the story of Garrett G recently, getting so close to scoring these amazing goals and just coming up a little short. That was right out of the gate. Garrett G almost making something spectacular happen.
And I almost wonder if he would have gotten that shot, though. He did have his angles cut off. Chicago trying to get a fake there, just down to the ground pinch to sneak that one by, but he's going to get stopped off. And already early on, we have both teams trying to make some highlight plays here, trying to be that first team to just bedazzle the other guys.
Bedazzle them? That would be amazing to see a bedazzled Octane.
Bedazzled Octane, yeah. Another Psionics, please. Nice touch from Dapper. As Dapper tries to finish a playoff here. A minute in. Neither one of these teams finding the back of the net yet. Now we have a turnaround for Applesauce. They had a chance to move that one down the field. Chicago was moving up pretty quickly there. He thought his team had that past the midfield. They didn't, though. Renegades will keep the pressure on. At 50, though, going in favor of Chicago. I think getting the boost as well there.
Yeah, Chicago's been doing a good job of breaking up the attack, getting the ball out of the zone. As he does right there. Chicago being that key player to just relieve a lot of pressure on Applesauce.
There's Zoll this time, though. Give his teammates some time to move back past 2 players. Oh, he's getting bumped, though. We're no strangers here to watching physical play. Ghost Gaming was bringing that out in their series just before. Now it looks like Renegades are trying to put that into their play style as well. Garrett trying to find a teammate. Moses moved back to midfield. Needed that boost. Wasn't going to be able to do anything with that pass from Garrett G had he not. Not enough boost for Moses for the double tap. Ooh. Garrett, though, or sorry, Dapper is going to be there to finish it. He sneaks over top of one of those defenders.
Yeah, Dapper just waiting for this chance. Moses went to put it off the backboard. Zoll just waited too long to react. Perhaps he thought Chicago was going to hit it or Hato was going to hit it off the backboard, but no, Dapper just flies in and just goes over the back of Zoll to put that in.
First goal at that 2.5-minute mark going in the favor of Renegades. Almost a quick answer, though. Zoll tries to get a cheeky redirect there coming from the sky. They're stuck in their own end now. Pass out front. Dapper, Garrett, Moses find themselves back in their own end. Nice clear from Garrett. He's working the field right now. Showing Applesauce what they got. Applesauce still looking pretty strong, though. Only 1 goal behind. 2 minutes left. They have a chance, a good chance, to be able to tie this one up. They haven't had a lot of good midfield pressure, though. There's a good stop from Dapper. No second one. He will try to start that boost starvation, though, hoping his teammate will be able to keep that pressure on at midfield. Wow, Renegades another chance.
Garrett G just a thorn in the side of Applesauce, always in their face. You see right there breaking up that play. And getting that save. Garrett G is just everywhere right now.
Garrett G is not letting up.
Oh, missed that chance, but he still is everywhere.
Moses has Garrett here. Oh, almost a carry-in just by Moses solo. Good touch there from Garrett. Gets it past 1, but couldn't get up in time for that 50-50 with Hato. Garrett G waiting wide in case that popped out past Moses as well.
Good touch from Chicago there, beating Garrett G. Chicago has had a great midfield presence. Taking down Dapper. Dapper also getting him, though.
Ooh. Garrett getting frisky again. It almost helped, though. Chicago is going to be able to get in there with enough power.
Yeah, it might have. Garrett G tried to bump Chicago here. He does bump him, but not enough. Chicago is able to just keep control of his car and ties it up with just 28 seconds left to go.
And that's so tough. You get bumped like that, you land sideways without realizing you're going to. And if you're not holding drift, you're going to just lose all momentum. But fortunately for Chicago, oh my goodness, what a shot, though, from Garrett. What a quick answer to that tying goal.
Yeah, this pass from Dapper right to Garrett. And Garrett with a gnarly redirect. So good at those. That's that trainer pack coming in handy. 128 kilometers per hour. I have no idea how fast that is in miles per hour. I should have looked at my own screen. But that was fast.
I mean, I only know it by kilometers, so it works for me. And another one. That's going to be the solidifier right there. 10 seconds left. Renegades walking away with 2 goals in that last minute of gameplay.
Yeah, Zold pre-jumped that, expecting a shot in from Dapper. But Dapper just flips aside, or Moses rather, but Garrett had an easy shot coming in, cleaning up. And this game number 1 going heavily in favor of Renegades.
As you said it, Garrett G just an incredible force on the field right now. And Chicago is as well, but I think right now it's up to Applesauce to really figure out how to deal with Garrett, how to get him away from everybody. As the Renegades take game number 1.
It's never safe to bet against Garrett G. I mean, he is an amazing player. We talk about his plays that make you just say, oh my Garrett. And he had some really good shots. That redirect from the Dapper pass, that was so fast. Such a great shot.
And this
Dapper
is what's...
and Garrett G both coming alive. Dap G, the duo was alive.
The Dap G. This is what happens when you allow a player like Garrett just to kind of have his space, have his free reign of what he needs to do. Dapper Moses just, there to support him, try to help move things upfield, but Garrett G just all over the field, and Applesauce has to deal with him. He's a nuisance. He's a problem that has to be dealt with right now. You mentioned before, Chicago, great midfield presence, but when you're starting to get bumped and stuff like that, Garrett G, even on his rotations back, trying to take you out, what are you supposed to do when you're just being thrown all over the place and out of control? So Applesauce for sure, having to look at what Garrett G is doing and figure him out for the next game.
Yeah, just his shots, just precision shots. He did miss one chance. Maybe he was low on boost, but he had an open net that he
little
missed.
wide,
The other shots, the pass from Dapper, that shot was incredible. And then his cleanup after the poor Zoll touch, it was just a very clean Rocket League. So we'll see if Garrett G can continue to be that playmaker for Renegades. He was definitely the shining star for Renegades in this matchup. And again, he is the substitute, not the starter. He's still on NRG, but just helping Renegades out. And he's helping them quite a bit.
Yeah, I'd say this was a good sub choice here for the Renegades, placing Garrett G in the mix. But game number 2, this is elimination series, not game yet. It is a best of 5. Renegades are up 1-0 against Applesauce. Applesauce looking to come back and make a statement in game number 2. Like they're trying to get physical themselves. Chicago looking pretty on point today. Touch up from Hato. Chicago will try to clear that one out. Zoll is already upfield to reach that one, but he does lose possession as he puts that ball just a little bit out of his own reach. Oh, and that's going to be no one home. That's an open net there, up in the air. Applesauce had a couple players pushing up a little bit too far, and that play gets intercepted.
Yeah, it looked like Zoll got bumped really far out of the play. Chicago used all his boost to get that hit, so there was no way he could recover in time. Hato jumped for that challenge, but there was no hope for him getting there. Just cumulative pressure paying off for RNG, not NRG. To just say Renegades.
Yeah, that's confusing. So many letters.
RNG, NRG, RGB.
G2, C9.
But again, Garrett, that leading scorer for Renegades as a substitute.
I might drop down for someone to score. Dapper is going to connect with that one off the backboard. Let's move upfield. Possession giveaway. Zol and Hato crossing their paths up there. Whoa, it's still going to work out, though. And that one doesn't quite go in, but there will be a player from Renegades there to make sure it goes in their own net.
Dapper gave him a little bit of help here. Maybe expecting that to bounce off the post and out. I don't know. But Dapper just knocked that one in. Whoops.
It's so difficult just because it almost looks like it's going in anyways, and Dapper is probably thinking, oh, it's over. But no, there it is on the hood of your car. Now we're all tied up. Renegades trying to break this one out. Nice touch and pinch, I think, there from Garrett G. Hato probably not going to do much with that. He's out of boost. Had his jump, but he wouldn't have been able to put it anywhere but into the corner.
Moses got a good save there. It looked like Chicago was trying to bump him out of the way. Had he hit that, that net would have been wide open. Moses was the last hope.
Hato waiting back at midfield, knowing that clear would come out from Moses. He'll try to work with Zol here to get that in front of the net. Chicago keeping the dream alive while his teammates get some boost. Almost a chance there. I think Moses got in the way of that one. Making sure they're just 50-50 in everything. Contesting every ball they can. That's a long shot. Hard one, too. Hato was left to deal with it. Zol backed off. Save that boost. They know they're going to be on defense. But they weren't far enough ahead in the game, and Garrett G is going to slam one home.
Yeah, Garrett G taking advantage of a Dapper pass. Great challenge by Dapper. Garrett actually plows right through someone on applesauce to get that.
An unstoppable machine Garrett G is.
Oh, it's Chicago that died there.
Rip Chicago.
Seems like the story, though, for this Renegades team is Dapper setting up Garrett for the goals.
Well, I mean, we've seen that duo chemistry they have.
Dap G.
Dap G combo.
It's real.
Uh-huh.
The synergy, you can almost see it. You can almost feel it.
Moses playing that role I think he's used to. Fill in the blanks. Anytime there's something need to be covered, Moses is there to fill that in. Just allow Dapper and Garrett to move upfield and try to generate those chances. And it's working for them right now. They are in the lead 2-1. They're also up in the series 1-0.
Moses hit that with a wet noodle. That was a pretty slow shot by him. It was well placed.
Chicago trying to go the whole way there. Pinch goes to the corner. Zold set it up. Hato also committing to that. Some miscommunication there. And that's going to move back down their own field. They're going to have to recover on the defense. Try to move back down the field from there. Good connection between Hato and Zol as they finally make their way back down into the Renegades territory. That's that final minute. Boom.
Ooh. Garrett got a little greedy there. Dapper had a good line on that ball. Could have secured that goal for the 2-goal lead. We'll see if that comes back to haunt Renegades.
Good read there from Dapper as he keeps that pressure on. Garrett gets one out from Moses. Sends one on target, and Moses going to get involved in the play now. He knows Dapper was leaving. Says, all right, buddy, I'll fill you in.
Yeah, Garrett G helping out with that one as well. Challenging that ball. Bounces it off the corner out to Moses. But Moses doing a good job of getting to that ball. Putting enough on it to get past the defensive applesauce.
Now 3-1 lead, 30 seconds left. A final hustle. And applesauce is looking at being put to match point fairly quickly here by the Renegades. I'm sure they're going to have some hard thoughts coming into this game number 3 as they are facing elimination now. 1 goal back, though. 8 seconds is still very doable. Hato managed to sink one in the last final 10 seconds.
And this is a very good passing play.
Yeah.
That's what applesauce is going to need to do from the get-go. They hope to stave off this 3-0 sweep. But still a very good passing play, well executed by Zol and Hato.
5 seconds left. It looks like Renegades just trying to kill this one off. They're on the offense. Maybe one last goal, but they don't want to give a chance now for the Applesauce team to turn that one around, and they don't. Renegades are going to take it now. Facing elimination is Applesauce. They almost brought it back. Final 8 seconds. Renegades were able to hold off, and as you said it, right now the DAP-G combo looking super strong on that offense, and a very good filler man there, Moses, to keep everything connected together.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it comes down to the G-man himself, Garrett G. 2 goals, 1 assist, 100% goal participation.
Yep.
He's really playing very well, playing very fast. You can definitely tell the communication isn't as on point, such as when he stepped in front of Dapper, messed up a goal opportunity there, but he's such a fast player. Sometimes things like that are bound to happen, but he's just subbing in, and he is a power sub, a super sub for Renegades.
This
is a different lineup. This is a different lineup than the team that lost 3-0 to Ghost.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think someone, what did they call him? The carry G instead of the Garrett G. And he's showing that he's put a lot of work in. So are the other two, but he's definitely putting a lot of work in. He's feeling good today. You can tell he woke up on the right side of the bed today.
Eastern time zone, man.
That's what it be. And Applesauce having to figure that out. Elimination right now. They're looking to be sent home in a 3-0 sweep again. We've seen a couple of those now as Renegades are looking to move on to face off against Ghost Gaming. If they can win this one.
Yeah, and it'll be a rematch. Ghost is the team that sent Renegades down into the lower bracket. Ghost 3-0'd Renegades. Of course, Timmy was starting instead of Dapper. So now that Dapper's been in, Renegades looking pretty good. But still, that will be a rematch. And Ghost, they just 3-0'd Hollywood Hammers, so they're playing well today.
There's some physical play starting off there. Hato getting a demo. Taking Garrett G, I think. Also getting a bump on him. Just trying to take them all out of the play. They're on offense. Good drop down there. Maybe a little bit too far to the reach, though, of Zol. We're going back to midfield. Chance for Garrett. He had to rush that one. Couldn't get the accuracy. He would have wanted to put that one towards the net. Chicago trying to help clean this one up. A little bit off on his touch.
Oh, good chance for Hato. Missed out on his shot there. Applesauce really need to capitalize on their opportunities.
Yeah, they've been upfield quite a bit now. Like, they have had the chances to generate scoring opportunities, but a couple weird touches, almost all 3 players just barely missing the ball a couple times. Good shot, though. That almost finds its target as Moses and Garrett weren't able to connect with it. Luckily for them, Dapper was in net. Able to stop that on the goal line. 0-0, a minute and a half in. Still an elimination match. Match point as Renegades sit 2-0 in the series. The follow-up from Hato. Zol being patient. Tries to send that one up to Hato, but he was already on his way back to defense. That gives a chance now for Renegades to get a shot. Moses, the sole defender. Looking to just buy some time. Puts that one down to Chicago. That's going to be a shot. Not the best clear from Moses. Chicago going to capitalize on that one.
Yeah, Moses put this a little too far into the center. He needed to get that into the corner. Chicago was ready and waiting. Garrett G just helpless in net. Chicago had all the time in the world to put that one away.
Across there, Chicago just getting involved at the midfield. Trying to keep his team on the offensive. Oh, what a cross from Dapper. An incredible pass. And of course, Garrett G is going to be there to finish that one off.
Yep, super sub Garrett G. Again, off of that pass from Dapper.
Beautiful
Not
pass.
only did Dapper get the pass, or the block, he gets that second touch over to Garrett. Just doing work to set it up for Garrett.
Little boost there just to tap it in front of the net for Garrett G.
Is Garrett on Renegades?
It looks like he is now.
People in chat are starting to convince me even. No,
he might be. We're seeing his picture slowly fade to the Renegades logo.
It's gonna change to the Renegades logo mid-series.
Oh, get it out! Get it out! They managed to quick turnaround here. Oh, let's see. Good mechanics and recovery from Chicago there. Just unfortunately had no one there to help him out. And that play is going to die off. Good solid 50 from Dapper. He sets that one to Moses. He's going to be just left of the net there. Dapper was on target, but it did get saved out. One now, minute 43 left. One goal for Applesauce will keep them alive in this tournament. One goal for Renegades will eliminate Applesauce from the tournament and move themselves forward in the bracket.
Garrett G was expecting an upfield pass. Moses put it behind him, kind of broke up the momentum of Renegades, but still, they're just screwing, or tightening the screws. Pardon me.
Stop there from Garrett, puts it to the side by Moses. Trying to play it slow now. Nobody wants to make any risky moves here, knowing that both of these goals, one for either team, is super important at this point. It's always fun to see these matches come down to these final goals like this. No boost left to finish that off. Chicago is there. Good box out on the corner there on Garrett. Buys a little bit more time
to these final seconds.
Applesauce.
This is elimination. If Renegades can get this win, it's gonna close it out.
Everything gets intense at this point. Final 20 seconds. Now as Applesauce needs to get a goal. They don't want to commit too hard though. Chicago almost creeping up a little bit too far. They got to play the game. It's tied up. There's no need to get antsy in these final 10 seconds here. Are you going to give away a long goal that you... A disappointing goal, too. There's a flick up off the crossbar. Good save there, but it's not over yet. Applesauce trying to finish it one more time. All three in the box right now. What a save from Garrett G as they keep themselves alive. That ball's still in the air, finally touching overtime. Applesauce so close to finishing it off there.
Now this is it. Garrett G trying to finish this off. A ceiling shot. Zoll was able to get in the way of that one.
We've seen those opportunities from Garrett G before.
And Garrett G has been the MVP in this series so far. Dapper, though, his passing has been on point. Garrett just putting the shots in the back of the net.
There's a chance there. Boomer. A little bit wide. Moses maybe trying to pull over defenders. Garrett opted to stay down. Hato did have that clear to the side, though. That might be a chance for Moses to put one on target, and that's it. 3-0 sweep. We're going to have a Renegades moving on. GG's. Applesauce so close to keeping themselves alive in the series. Renegades say no. We're ready to tear through this lower bracket and face off now against Ghost Gaming.
A great series from Garrett, getting that pass over to Moses. Moses, just absolutely perfect placement. Moses doing a great job in that overtime, getting the win. And Renegades, like you said, a very clean series from them, and they are going to move on, and we'll have a rematch against Ghost Gaming.
There it is. It's a spectacular fashion, too. Now, both these teams just 3-0'd. This is really interesting, actually, because we now have Hollywood Hammers and Applesauce that both went to a Game 5 overtime with Cloud9, getting 3-0'd by Ghost Gaming and Renegades, respectively, down in the lower bracket.
That's very true.
So now I'm really excited to see how either Ghost Gaming or Renegades are going to hold up against either G2 or Cloud9, as one of them will be dropped down into the lower bracket. And speaking of Cloud9, G2, that's going to be our next match.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see if G2 can keep their win streak going. Cloud9, they have been dominant for so long in North America. They really seem to be that new North American dynasty. However, their first 2 series incredibly close, whereas G2, they 3-1'd both of their matchups, so they had pretty good performances. But now both of them guaranteed at least 3rd place. The winner will move on, guaranteeing them at least 2nd place because they will be into the grand final. So this is going to be a fun one. The number 1 seed going up against the number 2 seed in the upper bracket final.
Now, I want to give a shout out before we get to the prediction stuff here. Amazon, Intel, Western Digital, NVIDIA, and MSI. I always have to keep shouting out to them. And CyberpowerPC. And, of course, Sivo, behind the scenes, making everything happen here for you guys.
I don't get a shout out? What about me, man?
I already gave you one. Fine. Do we have a quota?
My fantastic co-caster, James Bond.
James Bond, one of the most beautiful men I've ever seen in my life.
Don't go for the looks. You're pandering to me. I want you to like me because of my skill and talent.
You know what? I'm going to be honest. I've closed your face cam on my screen, and I'm simply listening to your voice. So I am.
Okay. I appreciate that.
That's all I'm doing is just listen to that smooth talk right there.
Thanks, Leaf.
I got you. And predictions should be open right now. Over this break, guys, I need you guys to get your predictions in. We have Cloud9 versus G2 going up against each other. Get your predictions in. I'm really curious to see who you guys think is going to take us on. Of course, we've got the G2 Army, but Cloud9, an incredibly dominating force in North America and in the world in general, about to face off against each other up in that upper bracket finals. Cloud9, G2 coming up next. Get the predictions in. You don't want to miss it. Tell your friends, and we'll be back in just a few.